Welcome to the DM podcast. I am your host, Mike. I'm with my boy YS Young Skull, Scully, multiple nicknames he has. And we are with another week of the NBA. Scully, how you doing?
Man, I'm great, brother. How about you?
You know, every day above land is a good day. And when basketball is upon us, it's always good. Mind you, there's no basketball as we are recording this, which is good. At least we won't be distracted.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
it's always
No
good.
ball on, no
Basketball is
Packers game on right now. So we're good.
right. The Packers game is tomorrow, facing the Giants. Fingers crossed. All I can ask hope for.
That's a dub. That's a dub.
It should be. I don't know that the quarterback that they have. I forgot DeVito. People like him. He's Italian. He's playing in New York.
Italian in New York, yep. Mob stuff, you already know.
1+1=2. They love
Yep,
that guy.
makes sense. It makes sense.
They love that guy. So it's going to be good. On today's episode, before I even continue, make sure you like, subscribe, comment below. We're going to talk about the in-season tournament. We're going to talk about the Warriors, just a little bit of Warrior talk. And it's more about OKC. We're talking about Zion's weight
Oh
because
man.
I feel like I may have a few takes on that, but not too
Yeah.
much. I don't want to Stephen A. Smith and fat shame the guy, but we're gonna talk about that. Plus, we gotta talk some Raptors like we always do, and a little snippet of some Otani to the Dodgers because I had to talk some baseball and how I was feeling at the time of when I heard the news and all that other stuff. Just shit out of luck for Blue Jays fans. And of course, our Ask Scully segment of the day. But we got to start first with the in-season tournament. Scully, first of all, LeBron James once again adds another thing to his resume. But I will say this as a LeBron James fan, you know me, I'm a big LeBron James fan. He's my personal GOAT. When I'm doing these arguments with you or anybody else about him versus Michael Jordan, I will not ever mention this because this wasn't there during Michael Jordan's time. So I don't believe it's fair to bring up an accomplishment that Michael Jordan wasn't able to do. And I think, honestly, I'm being truthful, if Michael Jordan did have the in-season tournament, they're winning those two at that time. So he would be a multiple time in-season tournament winner as well.
100%.
I can
100%.
acknowledge that 100%. So I will say that. But how do you feel about the in-season tournament, the championship, all that stuff? What was your thought process?
Well, honestly, it's in tournament. It was okay, right? I wasn't like, oh my God. Like we already had a podcast discussing what we would change about it, right? And to touch on that, like have it all at once, you know what I mean? And then just continue the season, right? Because we're starving right now. There's no basketball on, right?
Yeah.
It was like one game, 2 games for 2 nights. It was like playoffs, right? So there was no basketball on. So I didn't really like that there's no basketball on today and whatnot. And there was one game yesterday, but it is what it is, right? Um, I do like the fact that the Indiana Pacers, shout out to the Indiana Pacers. These guys are playing a certain style of basketball that I don't expect Rick Carlisle to be coaching.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie to you, right? This is not really his coach style, but I love it at the same time, right? It brings more entertainment to the game, but Pacers, they weren't playing any defense. I've seen multiple times AD went off, right? I wasn't really seeing any double teams. Were you seeing double teams?
I think near the end they tried to double team him, but it's hard. Miles Turner fouled out. Like it's hard.
Yeah, yeah. Mustard had like point like 5 fouls, 10 points, and I'm like, right. The reason why the Pacers, I believe the Pacers could have won, but the whole thing is their 3-point shooting percentage, right?
Yeah.
I believe 3-point shooting percentage, they made like maybe 10 threes of 41,
But
right?
I saw, yeah, last
And
time I
Lakers
saw
made
six.
only 2,
Yeah.
right? So I think that's like a 24% 3-point shooting for the team, right?
Yeah.
That's not going to do. If you can at least get it to like 32 for the team, 33, they probably would have won the game. That's how I feel.
Before you even continue, you brought up their shooting percentage. I've never, especially in so long, the Lakers shot 2 of 13.
Yeah, from threes. Yeah. Horrible.
13 shots, that's it.
Yeah, which is good because AD's bread and butter. AD didn't attempt 1 3. Remember that.
That is
Attempt a 3.
I it clearly shows you can win games without shooting threes. The threes don't have to be your bread and butter if you play strong defense and have an interior play. I never even knew they only shot 13. Only got two in. That's crazy. Please continue. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, so stuff like that, like AD dominated the game, taking twos. AD only took, I think, 24 shots too to
Yep.
get the 40. So you see Pacers play, they're using the shot clock. They don't even need a shot clock. Don't even give these guys a shot clock. The first opportunity these guys get, they're gonna try to score. You know what I mean? So I like the teams that are in the finals. I'm not gonna lie, the end season tournament. It was a good finals. It was entertaining. It was up and down, back and forth, entertaining. You know what I mean? And I have it in Vegas. Shout out to the Vegas Aces, back to back, but you already know, right?
Yeah. So like I'm still kind of stuck on the 13. Like where in any team do you see them shoot 13 times the three? That just
I
never
feel like
happened. And you're right. Indiana doesn't play no defense. So
none of them.
they're gonna keep shooting it as much as they want to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not gonna get anywhere, but they're gonna keep shooting it. Well, no, they're actually a good 3-point shooting team. But I think everyone says that you live by the three, you die by the three. There's
Yes.
some
Yeah.
games like they shot 10 of 41. There's some games they're shooting 24 or 41. And you're shooting 20 or 41, 50%,
You
you're
can't
scoring
beat them.
140, 150 points
Yeah. Yeah,
easily.
they're the highest scoring team in the league, and they have the fastest pace in the league, right?
Easily.
So they got guys that can score. Even if we haven't really heard about them or they're not big names, they got guys that can score. They got guys that can shoot,
Which
right?
what which is what makes this team so potentially lethal, which we'll get to like the Raptors eventually, but it's such a team that you can tell Indiana and the Raptors they should be calling each other because they almost have like what each other wants. It's almost darn near
Yeah.
perfect. I was
Yeah.
gonna do some trade ideas, but we'll probably do it next pod. But yeah, overall, it was a good tournament. I think for the league, it's always it's important that everybody cared. Everyone actually wanted to win. But the most important thing, no one can debate this. This is just true. The face of the league of the NBA is still LeBron James.
100%. And you could tell.
No one has taken the mantle. No one has done anything. So when you have the face of the league winning your first ever, so in 30, 40 years, you can say our best player for the past decade or whatever at the time,
Two
LeBron
decades, you
James,
could
number
say,
two.
arguably. Yeah.
Sorry,
The best player for the past 2 decades, you can argue.
legit, easy, legit. See, KG said something. I actually I want to see what you think what KG said because I kind of believe it, and we'll probably talk about it next. But the fact that LeBron James won the first ever one ever, at least I can say, and correct me if you think I'm wrong. For the next 3 years, players are going to take this more seriously because
I believe,
LeBron took it seriously,
yeah, yeah, I believe so.
right?
Like
So I
Ron
think
taking it seriously, he sets the tone, right? So him taking it seriously is like, okay, LeBron's the face. He's a professional. He's been in the league 21 years. So it's like he's the you haven't heard of any bogus stuff about LeBron in the news, right?
right.
Anything to do with him with other women or DUIs or anything. Like he's has a squeaky clean image, right? That other players should somewhat have, not somewhat wanna have, right? You wanna make money in this league, you wanna, right, help your team, sort of thing like that. So I feel like it's great for the league that LeBron took it seriously. And the Pacers are a young team, so what better way? Pacers are a young team. They want to win. They want to put the league on us like, hey, we're here. We're
Yeah.
here. We got a bunch of young guys. We got a great coach behind us. So you have to be the two perfect teams to be in the in-season tournament. You know what I mean? LeBron and the Lakers, not LeBron, I was LeBron Lakers and the Pacers and the young guys led by Halliburton, right?
Right.
It's fun to watch.
A young team, you're right, a young team trying to make a name out of themselves, and then legit a veteran team with a LeBron James on the team. And the guy that, me and you have been pretty hard on this guy. We're very hard on this guy, Anthony Davis. But the thing is, me and you being hard on him is the same thing everyone else is saying. You doing 40 and 20 is what we all believe you can do on a
Yes,
consistent basis.
yes,
You're
yes,
just Mr.
yes.
Inconsistent. But we all believe you can do this. Is him doing 40. Yeah, yo, if you have a mismatch and you're Anthony Davis, yo, barbecue chicken.
Barbecue, baby. Barbecue.
Easily.
Straight up.
This is what we think you can be, and this is why everyone's so hard on you. Now, do I think the future of this team they can win a title with this. I don't. I think they really need, unless D'Angelo Russell really becomes like something for them. Like
He won't. He
he
won't.
won't, right? And then Austin Reeves, we can all like. I think he has great move sets and all that stuff. But I'm not too sure if we're gonna. Austin Reeves is actually really nice. He was actually sick,
He is.
so I like Austin Reeves. He's one guy that, but I don't know if he becomes such a consistent 24-point scorer in the playoffs,
Uh,
then I think this team can get, because the
I don't
defense is
know.
there,
I don't know if
the
he can be
length and size is
24
there.
points for in the
Right.
playoffs. That's
I don't think
difficult.
so either. But the more I look at the Lakers, we probably already would put them in a championship contender because of the guys that they have. But
Yeah.
I think to make me feel like they can beat a team like Denver Nuggets or even the Boston Celtics in a 7-game series, I think they need an additional score. They need someone
Yeah.
who can
Yeah.
get a
They need
bucket.
additional score or D'Lo, like you said, to be consistent. It needs to be either D'Lo or Reeves, one or Ryu, whoever. I shouldn't take that back, not Ryu, but any two of those guys, any one
Yeah,
of those guys that's big, need to be. I'm averaging 18 a game solid,
yeah,
like solid, like playoffs, regular season, in season. I'm having a bad game. I'm getting 15 or 14 on a bad game with a bunch of free throws, and I'm still playing elite defense and doing the little things. Like that's what Lakers need. They need a third guy
yeah,
that's going to hold it down.
yeah.
And
Legit,
AD needs
because
to be consistent.
that's
I'm not.
it.
We can't expect this from AD every game, 40 and 20 and 5 and 4 blocks.
And that's the problem. That's the problem. Because LeBron, LeBron, we can't. LeBron, it's not that he shouldn't be doing this. That's the word I want to use.
Facts.
He shouldn't
Facts.
be doing this much.
Facts. You're right.
Like,
Absolutely.
if LeBron was just told to be a scorer, I think, especially in this league, he can still give you 25 points a game. But he can't do this. And Anthony Davis gave you 40 and 20. But what's going to happen when Anthony Davis gives you a 12 and 15? Because we know it's capable. We know it's capable. We've seen the stat lines. We see it's capable. So when he's
Here's the
doing
thing.
that,
If AD just plays elite defense, I feel the rest will come.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And if he's not on the street clothes, shout out to Barkley. If he's not on the street clothes and he's playing elite defense all
yeah,
the time, the rest will come. Like if he's getting 2 or 3 blocks a game, if he's getting 12, 11 plus boards a game, right?
yeah,
And he's taking good shots, he's being aggressive, the rest will come.
right,
He just needs to be aggressive
right.
and play defense. That's it.
That's all we need. We just need
That's it.
aggressiveness. Like, I think most people, I think I saw on Twitter or something that someone said, like, hey, you can, if you're not playing well, we rather AD go 9 of 30 than go like 4 of 12. We don't want to see
Yes.
that because you gave
Yes.
up. You're too
Yes.
good of a player. We'd rather you go 9 of 30. We know you tried, but if he's going 9 of 30, you're right. That's where we need Austin Reeves and D'Lo to step up, because then we need legit 20 points from both of you. Rui should do something. Gabe that has been out. Gabe Vincent, he
Yeah,
didn't
he's
really
been
start off the season too well, but I
yeah.
do believe if Gabe Vincent is Miami Heat Gabe Vincent, oh, I do think this team is something. Because they have
Yeah.
so much depth. They just keep going and going with guys who can give you like 10 points a game.
And Christian Wood out too, right?
He
Christian Wood
didn't
was
play
out too.
last game. He didn't play last game.
Oh, he wasn't out. He just didn't play.
He just didn't play. It's just a coach's decision. He was healthy.
Wow.
Healthy scratch.
Wow.
Healthy scratch. Which shows that means he's
That's my
playing
guy. I'm
playoff
liking
position.
Christian. I like Christian Wood, man, since he had that breakout season with the Rockets and he was out in
Yeah.
20 and 10. But since then, he's just Dallas here, there. It's like, oh,
I
shoot. I
think it's
just want
the lack of defense, but he's a guy, especially if you have a good defensive, if you have an AD and Christian Wood's on the corner shooting threes, he's a consistent 3-point shooter.
yes, yes,
So it's not
yes. You're
bad to
right.
have. He's not bad to have when he's trying hard. The thing with him, he doesn't try hard consistently. I think that's what people have the
Yeah,
biggest
you're right. I don't really see him busting a sweat when he's on the court at
He
times, but I'm
doesn't.
really seeing like dry, me and you dry right
He
now.
he should try a little bit harder. But yeah, shout out to the Laker team. And the thing is, I wanted to bring up was KG was talking about the Lakers and he said LeBron is top 5 now. Now, I know what he's trying to say, and KG is also an old head. So when an old head has thought process of anything in NBA, they kind of just run with it. Paul Pierce gave his top five. He was like, it's Jokic, Embiid, I think he said Tatum, Luca, and he gave someone, I think he said Steph, right? And mind you, I can agree with that. If you're saying all those guys are top five, I agree. But the
Yeah,
reason
yeah.
why I sometimes would honestly think that LeBron is top five, like I think about basketball like 24/7. I was driving and I was thinking about this. When if it's a game seven, right? This is how I think about my best player in the league. Only a
Mhm.
few guys have proven to us that they can win a game seven, them leading a team. Jokic, Steph, KD, Kawhi, LeBron, and Giannis. So those six guys can take a team, say game seven. We
Mhm.
can we those six guys we have confidence in to be like, you're gonna show up no matter what.
Will you put Butler in that?
So Butler is on. He's probably that next place, right? With guys like Luca, probably a Butler, a Luca, and Embiid has not shown up in multiple playoff games, so it's hard to include Embiid.
Would you put Embiid in tier two with the Luca and the Butler because they didn't win a
Probably.
title for lack of better terms?
Right, but the thing is, it's low key. I almost put Butler and Luca above Embiid because we've seen them just
Yes.
doing things with their teams that Embiid has had more talented teams and hasn't done what Jimmy Butler has done. Right? He hasn't done it.
You're
So
preaching. You're preaching right now.
that's
You're
what
preaching.
going back to what KG said, I'm thinking to myself, okay, LeBron, the reason why we don't think LeBron is top five, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm wrong, I'm wrong. The reason why we don't say he's top five is because of his age. But if we didn't know how old he was,
You're right. You're right.
would he be top five?
Like you're right though, because if you put LeBron's stats but no name,
Right,
right? You put this person's stats. You put another person's stats. Let's say you put Jimmy Butler stats,
right,
or you put Embiid stats, and you don't put a name, right? You're gonna like, whoa, this guy's like 12 years older than these guys, and having the same or better stats at
right,
12 years older than these guys, 13 years older than these guys, right? So you're gonna look at which are MVP numbers. Like all these three can be MVP numbers,
right,
right?
right,
But LeBron's 38.
right. Right. He's 38, so we can't include him. He's 38, so we can't include him. Oh, he's getting older, so he's in year 21, so he's not. No, no, no. But
You
he
the
is
thing
though.
is though, look at the numbers, look at how he still plays. Not even that. Look at how he still for someone to still be moving like that at 38.
Right.
And remember, this is not moving like that and you're in the YMCA at 38. You're moving like
Right.
this NBA at
Right.
38.
Right.
So it's way different. None
Right.
of these guys would be even close to playing like that at 38.
Right.
To me, he's the MVP for even producing that much at 38. What was Kareem doing at 38? What was Jordan doing at 38?
Come on. Kareem was still in the
What
league,
was
but
Vince
like he
Carter
wasn't
doing
doing
at
this.
38?
They weren't doing this. They weren't doing
What
that.
was Dirk Nowitzki doing at 38?
Come on. What is Vince Carter doing at 38?
He
They
was
weren't doing
hitting one, two,
this.
threes on the Mavericks, I think. Or
Like,
the Kings, whatever team he was on, right?
yeah.
That was what he was doing. And if he did one dunk, it was like, oh, leave. Vince Carter turned back
Yo,
the hands time. LeBron's catching lobs, running down like Tarzan, dunking like the same LeBron dunk he was doing rookie season type of dunks.
right.
Jordan was not doing that when he was on the Wizards. He
Right.
wasn't doing jump man, double pump dunks.
Right.
Not
Right.
doing that.
Like we
LeBron is dunking
understand
this.
that LeBron is his lift isn't the same. We get that. We're not disputing his lift is
His
not
lift
the
isn't
same.
the same. Okay, but when I see him running down the court and chase down block or that, to me, he looks pretty good to me, man.
Right,
Very
right,
good.
right. And this is so we're about to just talk about Zion just now because Zion's almost the fucking opposite of this, right?
Zion, this guy's disappointing.
And so Zion's almost the opposite of all this. But like when I look at LeBron, I'm like, okay, so LeBron's doing all this, and we're just saying he's not top five because of age. But if we think about the guys that we would want to put, if there was no such thing called the second star, and there was like 60 teams in the league, you would always feel confident with the team that LeBron is in.
Yes, 100%.
So to this
100%.
day, he still puts fear in that. And to this day, he
100%.
still does it. Anthony Davis did 40 and 20, but I still think if not, LeBron would have carried this team to victory. We can call it an in-season tournament all you want, and I get that. But no matter what, they were the only undefeated team, and he was the MVP.
It's true. It's true. It's true.
Boston
It's true.
Celtics, we both agree. Boston Celtics is a fucking squad.
Top to bottom, to me they got the best roster in the league. To me, top to bottom.
They have an amazing squad, but this team
They
beat
do.
them. This team beat them. So we'll leave at that. I just was thinking, like, I see why KG says it. I can see the argument of why you don't pick LeBron, but I can also be like, we're just if we're only saying it's because of his age, that's not a good reason. He's not that great of a defender anymore. He's actually shooting the three much better. Which if LeBron is shooting the three at the pace, like if he's shooting the three at a better pace, then like this guy will be in the league for another few years. Shout out to his
Definitely.
son who played today. He had 4 points, a couple of rebounds, a couple of assists. So shout
Hmm.
out to LeBron and all and Bronny James as well for everything he's doing. Let me look quickly at LeBron's. Just want to see his 3-point percentage. Right now he's shooting 40%, which is the
What?
best he's. Oh, it's not the best he's ever done. He's done it 40% before, but this is
40
the
how much attempts?
yeah. See, when it was Miami, he did 40.6 at 3.3 attempts. He's
That's not
now
that's crazy.
doing. He's not doing at 5.6. He's at 40%.
That's amazing, actually. 5 attempts, more than 5 attempts, shooting 40%. So he's hitting two a game.
Yeah,
That's pretty
hitting.
legit.
If this is LeBron hitting two a game, consistently hitting two a game.
At 40%, that's pretty legit. Like that's you gotta close. I didn't
Ye-
expect those numbers. I didn't
Right,
expect those
because
numbers. You have to really close out on him still.
so imagine that. So now I do believe Darvin Ham's probably gonna give him more rest, and this is where I'm looking at a D'Lo, an Austin Reeves, a Rui Hachimura when Gabe is in Gabe, and like all these guys and be like, hey, this is where you guys need to step up. Like,
Yeah,
this is
you
what I
guys
need
are
more of you.
Lakers. Like, you
Right,
know what I mean? You're a Laker. Like, it should. Any Laker players that put on that purple and gold, like I'm a Laker, they feel something different. They always say,
right,
right?
right, right. That's what they're gonna need that additional person to help them along the way. Now, a team that the Lakers had faced along the way was the Pelicans. They faced
Hmm?
Zion Williamson. We've seen Stephen A. Smith say that Zion he's fat, he's overweight, da da da. Da. We've seen it all. We've seen multiple people say it. I have my take about Zion. I believe you also have your take on Zion.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I can give you the floor, or I can take the floor, then you can take the floor after me. Whatever you like.
You lead off. You're the lead off batter, man. You lead off. You lead off.
So I want to make it like very simple with Zion. The reason it kind of goes back to what the AD stuff is. We just believe you're good enough. Like that's all it comes down to. If Zion and I can take a step back and watch the Pelicans and be like, if Zion was legit 20 to 25 pounds lighter and just dominated, the Pelicans are not only the number one seed, they're a team with we're genuinely thinking could win a title this year. All on
Yeah, it could be
the
a contender.
back of
They could be a
Zion.
contender.
Zion is capable of giving you easily, not 25 points, 30 points a game because
100%.
he's bigger than Giannis, physically bigger than Giannis. He's as fast as a Russell Westbrook, and he's not a big shooter, but his dominance is crazy because his speed and size. You
Athleticism
have
too.
athleticism, exactly. You have CJ McCollum, who could be a great number three. Like, think about it, number three, great
Yeah,
CJ McCollum, number three, a great number two in BI. You have a great defender in Herb Jones, a great shooter in Trey Murphy the third, a really good big in Jonas Valanciunas, who can give you a 15 and 15 game if you need him to get more rebounds, he can easily do it. So you have Jose Alvarado. Oh my God, this team is actually incredibly stacked. You have the
yeah,
rookie Hawkins,
yeah.
who is a baller.
Hawkins is my guy. Like that is my guy. He's playing with like he's been in the league a couple years already. How he plays, and he's not the number one option. I love guys like that.
And Zion has all this at his disposal. So all we're asking you to do, Zion, is to lose some weight. Now, some people will be like, I think he has said it, he struggles with his weight, and some people struggle with the weight. I understand that, but I'm gonna be a little bit ignorant, okay? If I can be ignorant
Be
for 2
ignorant,
minutes.
please, because I want to hear this. You're in the NBA talking about struggling with weight, but
Thank
hear,
you. You're
hear this.
rich. You're
Yeah,
rich. A poor
yeah.
person can tell me they struggle with weight because they can't
You're,
afford healthier food. You can pay for a private person to make you food. They can make you a Wendy's, McDonald's looking burger, and they can be healthier than any salad that we eat.
Exactly. Gluten free, all that stuff. Soy free, gluten free, no GMO. You know
Come
what I
on,
mean?
come on. You can even eat a bad meal once a week. You're in the NBA. You're gonna pay $25 million a year. Stop going to the fucking strip clubs. I'm serious. Stop going to the strip clubs and take it seriously.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like, because your talent,
We
Zion should be the
yes,
face of the league. It is a
100%.
problem that LeBron is still
100%.
the face of the league.
You're
It's a
right.
problem that LeBron, KD, and Curry are the faces of the league. It should be Zion, John Morant, and then whoever next young American guy should be the face of the
It
league.
should, like, I'm gonna quote Charles Barkley, and I know he didn't say this, but this is something he would say. There shouldn't be a bunch of old guys the face of the league.
It shouldn't be. It
It shouldn't
shouldn't
be a
be.
bunch of old guys.
It should never be.
Right?
You're supposed to
Curry's
keep
33,
going.
34. KD's like 33, 34. LeBron's 38.
It should
You
never
got
be
guys
this way.
12 years younger than him, 10 years younger than him. Just Zion is how old? How old is Zion? Let me see his age exactly.
He's probably 23, 24. If he's
Zion
23,
is 23 years old. He was
that's
born July
sickening.
6, 2000.
That's sickening.
23 years
He's
old.
so young. And he's in his
He's
fourth
so
year.
young. In his fifth season. This is
His
fifth
fifth season?
season.
Oh,
Fifth
he,
season. Fifth season and played 133 games in 5 seasons.
come on.
So what's that? 20? That's an average of 25 games per season.
And you're wondering where we're all like, what's up? This is his fifth season. This is
Yeah.
his fifth season. Because it's
Yeah.
Scotty's third, is Anthony Edwards' fourth.
And he hasn't gotten better. If you look at the stats, like his rookie season, he averaged 22 a game. He 22.5. Now he's averaging 22.2. Right? So there was no real improvement from his rookie season, right? Shooting the same percentages, right? Free throw percentage is the lowest of his career, well, second lowest of his rookie season. So it's like he hasn't really gotten better.
He just
Like he
he
hasn't really
hasn't
gotten
gotten
better.
better. He just
Like, you
hasn't.
know what I mean?
Like we're watching and looking for like dominance, and we don't see dominance. Like we don't see dominant. It's not a dominant 20. It's almost an easy 20.
Yeah, it's not a
So,
dominant one.
and if it's an easy 20, imagine getting a harder 25 or a harder 30. Because he's so big, he's gonna get fouled. He's Shaq. Like he's like Shaqness. Like we can talk about Giannis's skill set. Giannis doesn't have a dribble package like a Harden, but Giannis is dominant. Why is he not dominant? Like to me, he's hurting his own career. Everyone's thinking that he doesn't want to play for the Pelicans. He wants to go to a team like New York or something like
I
that.
was gonna say that. Yeah, that's what
It's
the word is.
that's almost disgusting. Like, bro, come on, really?
Doesn't make
That's what we're
sense.
doing.
Doesn't make sense.
Just play ball. You can easily win a title. Have a million endorsements. The league was literally given to you. It was literally given to you.
It was, and I agree with that statement. The league was given to because the better player coming out of that draft was Ja.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's what it was. But they were giving it to you. Your games are on TV. Everyone's talking this hype. The high school mixtape, the whole thing at Duke.
Yeah.
It was you. It wasn't Ja. It was not Ja at all. Right? It was on you. You were from high school. It was like this guy's gonna be face of the league.
Right.
From high school.
Right.
Right? From him doing those 360 dunks at 6'6", 250. But now you're right. You've been in the league fifth season. No changes in your body or your skill set. Right? Even though you're still good, even if you stay the same as rookie, you're still gonna average 22 a game, 25 a game, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists. And if that's your ceiling, that's a pretty good ceiling compared to a lot of these other NBA players, but it shouldn't be your ceiling because you're better than that.
Right.
Right?
Your talent level's better.
Do you want to have a longer career in the league? If he does not drop the weight, how's he going to have a longer career in the league? Right? He goes left all the time.
All the time.
He goes to the rim left all the time. And when they get to the playoffs, if they make the playoffs, they're just going to build that wall. And you're not dominant like Giannis. You cannot shoot. You're not even attempting shots. At least Giannis will attempt a couple of threes a game.
Right.
You're attempting like 0.4 threes a game or 0.7 threes, less than 3 a game. So you're not even trying to keep the defense honest.
Yep.
You shouldn't be the face.
Yeah, he won't be. And I think people still want to give him opportunity. And
Don't.
he's such a big contract. But honestly, the Pelicans are actually such a good. They have Dyson Daniels. They have like I'm thinking that doesn't even he barely plays. When he does, he's a good player,
Well, light skin you, right? Yeah, he's nice still. He's nice, makes good decisions.
right?
And he looks
Like
kind of long, right? How tall is he too?
he probably like 6'7", 6'8".
Six, and he's the guard too. He's one.
I think
That's
he plays like
legit.
he. The thing is, they're also interchangeable. You have so much good talent. The thing is, Zion's a horrible defender, like horrible. Like
Yes.
for his
Whoa.
position, he's
Whoa.
actually horrible, and he should be way better. And it sucks. The team actually doesn't have a lot of great defenders, but it has so much
You have
potential
Herb
defenders.
Jones. Herb Jones, right?
Herb
Is
Jones
it
is the
Herb?
only good one, but
He's
like
the elite. He's elite.
he's
He's an
elite.
elite
He's
defender. Yeah.
so you think about it, but Herb can guard the best part of the squad. I think most players, if they try hard, they're gonna be good defenders. Like Bi can be a good defender if he tries hard.
Definitely.
Zion, come on, like Zion, no one can body you. Like you're
Zion
faster,
intrigues me because
quicker.
you'll see play Zion, his man will just backdoor him and get a layup, and it's
That's
like
it.
it's just high school stuff. It's just see ball, see your man. Just high school stuff.
So it
And
makes me think.
he's looking in the stands. He's thinking about what he's gonna eat. I don't know.
You brought it up. That's a good point you just said. High school. It's almost like when he was in high school, everyone just said, "Well, you're faster," because in high school he was clearly faster than him. And people don't know he was playing in like a division, not with like same talented kids. He was playing with lesser talented people.
Yeah, because I was seeing some of the competition. Like, hold on,
So lesser
Oak Hill,
talented.
the kids at Oak Hill and OTE, they ain't playing these type of kids.
Right. So they he was playing lower talented kids. So since he was playing lower talented kids, then he went to Duke. There's reports that they commented on his weight in Duke as well, but he brought like the stands, like people were coming, blah blah blah. Like you can't hurt the hype train, right? You can't hurt that hype train. So all that was happening, and then like, but it's like he has all this talent, and it's like in high school it was his hype time, and then he's like, I'm Zion, like, but he didn't grow any skill, like no actual skill. There's no movement. He should be a better ball handler than a Giannis. He like I said, he's
Yes,
bigger than Giannis. He can go to the rim with ease. Like not a lot of people can. He's what the third biggest guy in the league.
it is. Huh?
I
He
think
is.
so.
Huh?
I think weight
And
wise, it
he's
goes
6'7"
like
too.
it's like Boban was number one, and then I think there's one more person, and then Zion.
This guy's
He's big. He's a big
to
guy.
have that size and to be that explosive is like it's generational, but you have
That's
to
the
work.
problem. You have both. You have both. You have the size and the speed, and you've yet to do anything with it. That is the issue. That is the strongest issue that faces him. So like
He
I
could have
don't
been
know,
a Barkley 2.0, like a
legit.
2.0 Barkley.
Even Shaq said it, like Shaq's like you remind me of myself, but I eventually realized that I gotta get myself in shape. Mind you, I think early Shaq was like hella in shape.
He was, he
92
was, he was,
Shaq was like
he
cut.
was, he was. He had abs. I feel
He just he
Orlando,
just he gained
Orlando
weight.
Magic Shaq, yeah, high pop
Yeah.
Shaq, yeah, yeah,
He gained weight in LA and then he lost it again. Then gained it. Then he gained it a little bit in Miami. He lost it. And then he just like was older.
yeah. He just said
He was just older.
as soon as he shaved the head off, ball, I'm like, that's when he just his weight was just up and down. But
Right.
when the high top and he was going against the Admiral in the All-Star game, that was prime
Right.
like weight, right?
Right. Right.
But
So
still, if Zion was that weight but dominating, they wouldn't look at him. Oh,
no one ever
he
questioned.
needs to lose
No
weight,
question. Yep.
right? They're
No.
just like, okay, continue doing what you're doing. You're dominating, but you're not dominating, and you have to wait.
It's worse. You're right. It's worse. You're right. Because if he was big, but he was like killing it, we're all shutting up because he's still
Yeah,
giving you 30 and 15.
yeah, yeah.
We're like, oh, it doesn't matter.
This
He's
big kid is
dominating.
doing that shit. Keep going, young blood. Right?
Because we wouldn't even care about the speed or whatever. We just, oh, as long as he can play for 30 minutes, that's all we need him to do. So he would
Even
just
plays you see him run up and down the court twice, and he's just like, you can see it, and everyone else is like, pretty decent conditioning, but Zion he hasn't got better at anything in the
he
league,
hasn't.
like conditioning, body,
He hasn't.
like scoring, defense, like nothing, which
He
is just
hasn't.
crazy to me. And you got that bag. It's crazy to me.
And that's why, and we'll end our Zion talk on like a little bit of this, but this is where I'm disappointed in some NBA players, and I make this claim all the time. The top NBA players are super single, or like engaged or married.
Hmm.
Super single or engaged or married. Shea is about to, is he engaged or is he's about to be engaged? And
True.
but I know he's about to have a kid. So Shea's about to have a kid with his partner. But the thing with Shea, he's had the same partner since university. Since university, he's had the same partner. I tell most of these guys have been with the same person for most of their careers.
She's
Doesn't
a real
matter,
one because he wasn't a high pick like that. She was a real
right?
one. She
So
was a
like
real one.
so it's just like I always think to myself, but if you're Zion and you had this stripper, former stripper, I don't know what adult entertainer, comment on your life, and then I think his baby mother is also, and I'm not like shaming them. You do your thing, but
Yeah,
you have
yeah,
to just realize like the market that you're building, like this is not what you should be doing. I would say this to any athlete: if you want to grow, find you a girl. It's the same time. Find you a girl at the same time. All the
yeah,
star athletes
yeah.
have a girl who've been with them. No matter what, Dwayne Wade was with his ex-wife from beginning till out until
Yeah,
like
he wasn't hopping around. Yeah, you're
it
right.
wasn't
You're
hopping
right.
around. Even if these men are hopping around, they know who they're going home to. All these star players are literally married or single.
It's true. It's
Look at the way
true.
people are talking about James Harden. We don't care about his talent anymore. We talk about him as his antics or whatever. Like it's a thing, but most of these guys are married. So Zion, I don't know what type of advice this is, but find you a real girl.
Thank you.
Find you a real one.
You're in the South. You're in New Orleans, man. Find you a girl out there, man. Maybe I can
Legit.
cook.
Like find you, yeah, some girls can be looking out for your money, so it's harder to be with a girl who's looking out for her. But don't find these like video vixens. Like I think you can find a better girl, in my opinion.
A
I
100%.
I think you can even if you start dating an actress, let's just say, at least you know she has money. At least Devin Booker is with a Kardashian who also has her own bread, who's
Yeah,
not
so it's
putting
not
on.
about the bread. It's like, yeah, yeah, yeah,
She
yeah. Yeah, I
borderline
don't
have
read
more
it.
bread than him. So you just have to find someone like that. To me, I don't know. I'm disappointed in this game, and I just feel like the outside
You're
like
disciplined in his game and his off-court decisions too. Just
it's
everything.
crazy. He's not. He's legit not making the right decisions. It's
Yeah.
borderline sad because you're like, bro, you have all the talent and
Who's the
ability in the
veteran
world.
on Pelicans? It's JV, but he's not from here, so he can't really tell you how to move out here because he wasn't born here.
McCullum can. But McCullum's
Oh,
he's been with his girl for a while. He's
yeah,
been with her for a
McCollum.
while.
Someone needs to talk to him on the team that's a veteran. That's got some reason like, hey, young fella, like,
Chill,
want some success? Focus on the game. Focus on one woman.
chill, chill.
You'll be
You
the
can do
face.
all
Yeah.
that extra activities. That's why you hear about these mans have beer baby moms. It's not the star player that has beer baby moms. It's
No.
the role players that have beer baby moms, and it makes sense because they're the ones that those video vixens are like. I guess I'm gonna scoop you. I guess I'm gonna take you. Right. At the end of the day, everyone warned PJ Washington. Everybody warned PJ Washington.
Oh
He said,
yeah, yeah,
he
you're
said,
right.
PJ, don't go after this girl. We're telling you now, don't go after her. He's like,
Yeah.
nah, I will. I will go after her. He did, had a baby with her. The girl left him a month after the
Immediately.
baby was born.
Immediately. The baby didn't even.
Asked for child support that
Oh
minute.
my God.
You know what I'm saying? But he
That-
luckily found a woman who I think already had a youth, found a woman, and now he's married. Now he's having his best season of yet. Last season was
Did
good
you-
season. He's having even better season.
He's
This
balling.
shit
He's
will
balling. You're
change
right.
you.
You're
This shit will
right.
change you. Like
You're right.
I say it all the time, find a wife. This shit will change you.
You're
It
right.
will
Still,
change
find
you.
a good woman. Yeah, you're right. Still.
It will change him. But let's move on to the next one. I was gonna mention the Bucks. My only thing that I want to mention with the Bucks, they have one of the best records in the league overall. But for some reason, everyone is like disappointed in them or like worried about them or feel the type of way about them. Are you seeing something with the Bucks, or is it like it's just because they have Dame and Giannis? They need some time.
I think they need time, right? I think we're kind of jumping conclusions a little bit too quick here, but the same time, you still want to gauge what's going on. And as fans, you're looking and it's like you're not seeing no dominant team that you thought you'd be seeing, right?
Right.
So it's like it's a good move, right? It was a good move for the Bucks. It was a good move for Lillard, but only time will really tell. Right now, it's like
They said Bobby Portis had like after their loss against the Pacers, Bobby Portis was yelling in the back, and him and David or no Adrian Griffin got into an argument, where he was like yelling at the team and like telling them that they should play better. In my mind, he just knows how good this team could be, and if he sees them lacking, he's just calling them out. And then
he's holding players accountable, Bobby Portis. You
that's
have to.
it. That's
He's a
it.
veteran too.
He,
He's seen a lot.
you just have to do it. And I think everyone just wants to see more Damian Lillard and Giannis pick and rolls, but like, just to me, it's like chill out. You'll get what you get. Eventually, you're gonna get them, right. They're still a pretty good team who can shoot the three. What do I think they're missing? I think if Cash Money Chris is like 80% of old Cash Money Chris, oh, he's good. It's a 20 plus point scorer
Yeah, I
who
guess maybe
can handle
Drew
the ball.
Holiday too was that guy that was really he had that chemistry with the team too in the defense. Because I know Lillard's defense, you gotta hide
That's the
him,
thing. It's the defensive side.
right? So the thing is, like with Drew Holiday forcing players to do certain things that are not in their comfort zone, not necessarily turnovers, but if a guy shoots corner threes 40% and top of the key he shoots 20%, Drew Holiday's forcing him to the top of the key. For example, like Lillard's not doing those sort of things to
Right.
affect guys' percentages or certain guys have certain moves they do, like they'll dribble left 2 times, pull up for the shot. Drew Holiday is looking at the game tape like, okay, I'm not gonna let him dribble on his left. I'm gonna make him dribble on his right, pull up on the right side and whatnot. Like Drew was doing those things,
Right.
and those things would equate to misses, right? Rebounds would equate to transition opportunities. All those little things that are not being kept track of, Drew Holiday was doing and was a part of, right?
Right.
That Lillard wasn't Lillard. We know Lillard's a prolific scorer and yeah, can shoot from anywhere at deep range. But if Lillard's not hitting shots or getting his team involved, if Drew was not hitting shots or getting his team involved, they have a better chance of winning with Drew Holiday than Lillard because of Drew's defense and his willingness to sacrifice his body. So I'm
You just, I don't know how to say it, but you just basically spoke the definition of basketball. So I'm hoping the people who are listening are just listening to what he just said. That Drew Holiday does the little things that you guys are just incapable of seeing. Like sometimes even I miss it. Like when you watch basketball, there's just so much little things. The thought that he's like, I'm gonna let him shoot here because if he shoots here, it's a higher percentage. I'm gonna let him shoot here and get a better chance of getting a rebound, transition. Giannis is faster than anybody. Quick. It's quick. And it's just so simple. When people don't play good defense, they let guys go to their spot. Drew Holiday is trying to avoid you getting into your spot. And that simple
yes,
stuff helps. And you're right. The losing Drew Holiday's defense, leadership, chemistry, it means a lot. I think, and that's why it's funny. We think Boston is such a great team because they have Drew Holiday. Like we believe in them so much. Like Damian Lillard would not mix well with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, right? Different type
right.
of player, but you can put Drew Holiday anywhere and he would make a team so much better with the type of player he is because he just does so much little things. That's why people can talk about Kyle Lowry all they want. Kyle Lowry was in the NBA Finals playing minutes because and he came off the bench and he was playing minutes because Eric Spoelstra knew that Kyle doesn't have to shoot one shot. This guy is just going to do everything to make this team win. He
Yeah,
just knows what he's doing on the court. And when you have smart players like that, it's sky's the limit.
it's
And I just
it's
like it.
it's it's so true. It's so true. You know what I mean?
So a team that I want to mention, and it's crazy because I think every week, if I look at our weekly talks, I feel like I've mentioned this. Yeah, I mentioned it last week. I mentioned it. I think I mentioned the week before. The Warriors, right? I have talked about the Warriors a lot. This week in Warrior talk for me is I
Uh,
watched the game against them in OKC, and I
yeah,
watched OKC win. Right, OKC won, and this one doesn't have to be a long conversation, but it was more to the fact that I watched OKC beat Golden State, and You just think about it. 6 years ago, G State was killing everybody. The change of the
The
guard,
death lineup. Remember that
come
death lineup?
on, man. The deadline, it was like you just didn't want to face them. You knew it was an immediate loss. These guys were winning 60 plus games yearly. Yearly. And now I'm watching OKC, this young up and coming team. I feel like I just never seen, and maybe I personally don't think I remember seeing such a dynasty face the next up and look at the next up, beat that dynasty. Because OKC is clearly better. Golden State's not good enough. Wiggins isn't good enough. Uh,
He's not playing good at all this year, Wiggins. I don't know what's going on.
he's
And it
playing
goes
really
back
bad.
to the last season, what happened last season, whatever happened. We don't know.
Right.
We're not speculating, but it seemed like it's kind of carrying forward.
I agreed. It is. And then Clay hasn't been. Draymond has actually been not bad this year at all.
Draymond's kind of been playing one of the best basketball seasons of his career, low key.
Right.
And
Right.
shooting percentage 2 from 3, low key.
Yeah, he's been pretty good. I agree that he's the one guy who's actually been pretty good. And I know they just don't want to break them up. And I agree. Maybe you don't break them up. I do kind of think maybe you bench Clay. But I also can see how it can hurt the chemistry. This is where you got to talk to Steph. But what I really want to more go like, man, this OKC team, they're coming. They're coming. Chet is like, we said it in our preview show. Chet is not a rookie. He clearly is not a rookie.
No.
I can
Now
only
this man has
next
up and under moves. He has some post moves that he plays on the perimeter. That's like, what's going on? You know what I mean?
He's a good player. That team, the OKC just needs. I know the league thinks that Chet should be a center, and when he fills out, then yeah, he can be a center. But he's almost like that Anthony Davisness. Like Anthony Davis had to get bigger to become a center. Before Anthony Davis was not a center, he had to be a power forward. You had to put someone there. And I think you're gonna have to put someone in OKC to be beside him. I think like I don't know what player, but he doesn't be there the whole game. But just for in the beginning, it's almost like you wish you had a younger version of like a Jakob Pertl, a guy who can get rebounds, play defense, a good pick and roll partner. Isn't gonna really be in Chet's way, but Chet's nice. Shay's nasty.
He's amazing.
Shay's nasty. You still got Dort.
Best pace in the NBA. He plays at the best pace.
Right. Because him and Luka, I feel like almost play at the same pace a little bit.
You're right.
Maybe I'm wrong, but it's like slow and methodical. Like they're getting to their spots.
Right? Yeah, because you see Luka and Shea play, and it's like they're trying, but they don't look like they're trying because they're moving so effortlessly and smooth, right? So you like watching guys like that.
Yeah, they're both hella talented, and that team is just so talented. Their team, like I'm already predicting, and hopefully I can remember this prediction, that OKC is winning the in-season tournament next year.
Oh, you already really predict?
I'm already gonna put it out there because I think the way Halliburton was like, we haven't won anything. I want to win something. I think OKC is gonna be like, we have to prove to the world that we're a good team. So I can see them doing that maybe next year if that were to happen. But that's like so far from now. So I'm just saying. The next topic I wanted to have was we can do our ask. Should we do our Ask Scully or we should do the Raptors? What do you think? You want your Ask Scully question of the week, or you want the Raptors talk?
We'll do the Raptors next week because I'm not, you know what I mean. I need to be more prepared for the Raptors talk. You know
I can go on a spiel about the Raptors. You could just hear me out. I'm totally fine with that.
What's up? Do your thing. Do your thing. We can do both. Then we can do both.
So for the Raptors one, we'll talk some Raptors, and I'm pretty sure you can chime in because you'll know. So the worst thing that can happen to the Raptors, me and Jamar Hines in our podcast before, we had spoken about this, and it's honestly the worst thing that can happen. If the Raptors, right now they're 9-13, if the Raptors somehow after 50 games, heck, even 40 games, but let's say 50 games are 25-25, which I think would then, because you play about 50 games and then it's all-star break and then you play the last 30 normally. So if the Raptors are 25-25, that is the worst thing that can happen to them. The worst thing that can happen to them is them be 500. Because if you're 500, 25-25 or 20-20, Masai preaches patience. Heck, even I preach patience. Even I preach it.
yeah.
If you tell me they're 20 and 20 or 25 and 25, you know what my idiot ass is thinking? You know what? You know, if this team just adds a player, they'll be pretty good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's so easy just to put your mind there because you're thinking to yourself, like, fuck, like they're just one piece away. I truly do believe they, if they were to get a Zach Levine and not lose OG, Pascal, or Scotty Barnes, I honestly think a Zach Levine would make this team. And if they didn't use Jakob Pertl, they're honestly, it would be hard to convince me they're not the fourth best team in the East. It'd be hard not to convince me,
Zach Levine and everyone else there, that would be a pretty legit team still.
right? And
Right.
Yak is still there. You just lose Gary Trent, probably Boucher, and probably Precious, but you lose a couple people. But your starting lineup would
I could
be
deal with that.
your
I could
starting lineup
deal with
would be Barnes, Levine, OG, Pascal, and Pirtle. That's a fucking
that.
solid.
That's
That's a solid
legit.
five,
That's legit. That's legit. And what a lot
right?
of people don't know is Zach Levine is a better 3-point shooter than Devin Booker. A lot of
Right.
people don't know that. You know
Right.
what I
So
mean?
if you have that consistency, a guy who can slash, and then if you tell Zach, you know what, Zach, like we know the type of player you are, we know you can get an easy 18 to 20 points. But for this team, we just need you when our offense is like being trashed,
Segment, yeah.
right? We just need you for the stagnant moments because stagnant moments happen a lot. So we just need
Yes.
you to kind of get your buckets then and just kind of play with the three guys. But going back to the 20 and 20 and 20 and 25 and 25, we will all just believe in Messiah will believe the same thing. We lost a draft pick. We lost a draft pick, right? We're not going to have one this year. It's almost like it's not worth being bad. You should just be good and see what the playoffs take you. And
100%.
and if you're 25 and 25, you're also not bad enough anymore to tank because Chicago's tanking. They will tank because they're going to trade everyone soon.
San Antonio's tanking.
San
Pistons
Antonio's
are
tanking.
tanking.
Pistons are tanking. The Wizards are tanking. There's a
Yeah.
few other teams, right, that are not going to be good. So
Is
all
Charlotte tanking, you think? Is Charlotte? What do you think?
without LaMelo Ball, they might as well. Utah's tanking. We just named 6 to 7 teams, right? So if you're Toronto, you got to pick a lane. If you're 2020 to tank, now you have to hope the lottery balls fall under your place, and then you get a top pick. But more than likely, the top 3 picks are gonna, and maybe I'll say top 5 picks are gonna go to either well, we forgot Portland,
Oh,
Portland,
Portland.
Washington, Utah, all these teams. It'll go to them. San Antonio's gonna get a top 3 pick.
Hold on. You forgot one team. What
Who?
about the Grizzlies right now?
And I literally said they should be tanking. When Jaw comes back, sit his ass down. And he's coming in like
He got
in a
injured.
week.
They're probably gonna do that like, oh, he got injured hamstring, we're in practice out 6 weeks.
Why? You have your draft picks. Why not? Why not? Or, I never thought of it. This is such a random thought. Would you put Zach Levine there?
Zach Levine with Grizzlies?
Yeah,
I didn't think about that.
that's a
Ooh,
see this is a
smart.
perfect question. Who are you doing it for? Because you got to
But I'm
keep
not
being,
contracts. Got to go with smart, probably.
yeah, smart for contract, and probably a couple young guys and a draft pick.
Honestly, I don't know if they're using. I don't think they're using D Rose like that. So probably get rid of D Rose. Smart.
Right. Because then their
And they're
starting
really
unit has the potential of being like Jaw, Zach, Bane. But then would you believe
and
it's two
Jaren Jackson
studs?
Jr. That's a good lineup. That's a good
And
little
still
lineup.
a Steven So like would you say are they too small?
If they're gonna add someone beside Jaren Jackson, if they get Levine, you got John Levine 1 and 2,
Yeah.
right? Then you
Bane.
have Bane. Oh shoot, that's small. Levine's gonna play a 3.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's small, yeah. Because Zach was like what 6'6", I want to
Yeah,
say.
something like that. 6'5" maybe.
Yeah, you know these guys boost height. So yeah, 6'6", 6'5", and then Bane is like looking 6'2". Jaws
Yeah,
looking 6'1". Like they're
yeah,
looking
yeah,
close. So
yeah,
Jaren Jackson's like 6'10". You
yeah.
need a next man that
And then
could
you're asking Jaren
that
Jackson
can
to do so much
stretch.
defensively. Like he has to do so much defensively.
He's the utility man on the team. He's Inspector Gadget, right?
Yeah,
I think if you get a 5 that could shoot the 3, but he doesn't have to be amazing, just can stretch the floor, that would work.
that will work, right? Yeah, so like we thought of that now. But yeah, what a random thought. But like For the Raptors, they almost need to. I think about it more and more. If they want to tank, it has to be today. They got to tank now. We got to start tanking now.
Has to be tomorrow's game.
It has to be. You cannot want to win because winning is not helping you. Another thing that the Raptors have to do, and every Raptor fan is saying it. I we talked about it last week. I talked about it in my interview with Jamar. It's like you want to focus on developing and making the team better, but you also want to win games. But those are hard to do at the same time, right? They're
Very,
hard to do at the same
very
time.
much so.
So it's really like, what are you doing? If you want to win games, Dennis Schroeder should not be starting. He just shouldn't. He shouldn't start. He should come off the bench. You start Gary, so at least you have a 40% three-point shooter consistently on the court with Scotty and Pascal. And quite frankly, we're seeing it more and
Body
more.
will grow more because he'll handle the ball more because Gary Trent's not bringing up the ball like that.
Right, right.
You know what I
And
mean?
so Scotty becomes the point guard who
Yeah.
we all believe he can be, right? And then Pascal does the same thing as well. And then to me, like this team would be better if they just did all that.
I
Because
like that. I like that better. Shooter off the bench. I like that Gary Trent because you want what I see with Barnes. He needs to work on his handle pack. I'm
right,
not gonna lie. He's a good player, but and the only way to work on it, like practice is practice. But when it's in the game, you're gonna feel it more than in practice,
right,
right?
right.
So I like that idea still actually. The shooter coming off the bench because you always need bench scoring. That's always teams. A lot of teams' Achilles heel is the bench scoring. When you see a lot of
Right.
teams lose, you look at the box. Why did they lose? Oh, 15 points off the bench, 12 points off the bench, right? So
That Lakers game yesterday, everyone scored 0 points. I think maybe one person scored a little bit, and Austin Reeves was 28 points
off the bench, huh?
off the
Because he had
bench,
17 in the first quarter, in the first half, I should say.
right? And no one on the bench did anything, but he did. And like Dennis Schroeder was like top three in six man of the year about a few years ago. And people can go from six man to starter. I was
Yeah,
listening
yeah.
to a podcast as someone when Dennis Schroeder played for Boston, the one complaint they had was that he held the ball too long. The one complaint every
Mhm.
Raptor fan has right now is that he holds the ball too long.
Yeah, yeah,
So we
yeah.
all technically have the same complaint of
Every point
of
guard that the Raptors had didn't really hold the ball long, aside from two that I can remember right now. Shooters one and Stoudemire.
right, right.
If there's any other Raptor point guard that was holding the ball that long, let me know. But those are the only two that come to mind.
If you ask Raptors Twitter, they would say Fred held the ball a long time. I think Fred made some bad decisions, but I also think Fred is a better player than Dennis Schroeder. And I always said that the best version of Fred is playing more off ball, but organizing the team. Like organize the team, he plays off ball, and then he just shoots a bunch of threes. Like I'm one of the few people who believe that Fred could have shot 12 threes a game. One game he may give you 2 or 12, but another game he's giving you 7 or 12. I just
Yeah,
believe that shooters will always shoot. So let him do it.
just shoot, shoot or
Right.
shoot.
Shooters shoot. So like
It's a little guard thing to hold the ball kind of along.
potentially,
The
right?
smaller guards, like I'm talking about under 6'2", right?
Yeah, yeah.
Would you
It's
say
to
Nash held the
avoid.
ball long or
Yeah, he
not?
did. I would say he played so fast, but he held it because like Chris Paul holds the ball a long time because they just want to get the right play
Yeah, little guards, right? Little guards kind of, I kind of see that kind of,
in them, right?
you know what I mean? That
So
consistency with them, but yeah.
and then Scotty's gonna have a bunch of turnovers
At
because
least like 3, 4 a game. Yeah.
he's like he's 6'9". He likes the thought that like because I'm nowhere near that, but I know when I play point, I can have a lot of turnovers because I just believe in that small pocket. I believe in the small pocket.
Dime. Throw the
I
dimes.
I
Yeah, yeah.
believe in the small pocket because I'm like, okay, if you just get to this spot by that time, oh, be a perfect pass.
Yeah.
Perfect pass.
Yeah.
So I think Scotty believes in that small dime of a window. But I just think like if him and Pascal have the ball, they're both giving you they're both giving you 20 points right now. One's giving you 9 rebounds, the other one's giving you 7, and they're both giving you darn near 5 to 6 assists a game.
100%. Yeah.
So they're both
Yeah.
doing it right now. So imagine if you take Shooter out and they both handle the ball a lot more. To me, you're telling Pascal, and the worst thing that you brought to my attention today was the 2 of 13 for the Lakers. Because now I'm telling myself, Pascal, you never need to shoot the three again. You can shoot like one twice a game to keep defensive honest, but you're shooting darn near 60+% in the two. Get the ball in
Exactly.
the post, do your thing. You're either gonna pass the ball to an open man, or because you're gonna get double team, get the foul or score or miss. Think obviously things, but the missing is happening is the rarity of the rest. You're gonna pass it out to an open shooter. The fact that Scotty's shooting 40%, shooting the three, at
That's
one
amazing.
point, we can't call it a fake. This is his numbers,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah,
if Pascal has the ability to make those decisions to either Gary, who's 40%, OG, who's 40%, legitimately 40%, or a Scotty, who's right now 40%, that's
yeah.
good. Like, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
You
So
got
I
to
just
close on
believe
all
to
three of
maximize
those
it.
guys. You got to close on all three of those guys,
Right. So I just think
especially
to
the chance.
maximize it, that's what it is. I think also we talked about Zach Levine fixing the when it gets quiet in the offense. Gary Trent can do that for you. Right. So I just think things can happen. It's much better. No, Dennis he hasn't played bad enough. He really hasn't played that bad.
He hasn't. He hasn't.
He just, his best attribute is him off the bench to make the lineups with Boucher and Precious much better. Right. So I just think that stuff should happen for the Raptors. I'm hoping the coach makes a decision because I think if the Raptors lose to the Knicks tomorrow and they don't make a coaching lineup change, people are gonna go crazy.
On it.
I
On
said
it.
before that Otto Porter should be the one to start. Literally in the podcast, I said that I told Jamar, I said, hey, the reason why I think he doesn't play a lot is because they don't want him to get hurt. So probably that's why he doesn't, because everyone, even including he's like, play Otto Porter. The next game, Otto Porter gets hurt. He's out with a foot contusion on the foot that we lost him the whole year last year for.
Oh shit.
So who knows what the hell when we're getting him back now.
Like I said before, I forgot Otto Porter's on the squad. Like
Because
I
when he's
forgot.
on the court, he's so good. He's so
Yeah.
good. He's so good. And I think about Otto Porter, the fact that I'm older than Otto Porter is mind-boggling to me.
Seriously.
He's only 30. JV's older than him. Like it's crazy. JV's
Wow.
older than him. So I don't know. That's another Raptor thing I said. I
Yeah.
said the worst thing that can happen is 25 and 25 or 20 and 20. Oh, the one thing me and you had kind of chatted about, I think if they are gonna move the guys, and I don't know where the team is headed. If you ask me, you build around Scotty, Pascal, OG. That's how I see. Now you can say there's no elite talent there. There's no Jimmy Butler. There's no whatever. You're right. There isn't that elite talent. But I
But
also
Jimmy
think
Butler
like
wasn't an elite talent when he came in,
right.
right?
And I also think like, what do we believe Scotty can be? Do you believe Scotty can be that? Then we keep it. If you don't believe Scotty can't be it, then because to me, and I've wanted to say this line this whole time. I'm so glad we're going to buy right now that you're gonna trade Pascal or an OG or both just to one day try to replace or just to find a Pascal or an OG because you need to find a second scorer and a
Yeah.
3 and D. And we have them in house, and we're gonna trade them to hope the draft picks that we get end up becoming a two-time NBA All-Star and a 3 and D Defensive Player of the Year candidate in OG Anunoby. You know what I'm saying? Like you have them in house. I know it's not ideal, but you have them. So, but yeah, so I think the Pacers could be the best bet. There's like multiple trades you can almost trade, especially after December 15th, or January 15th.
Pacers. Since you brought up the Pacers,
Yeah.
Pacers got 4 picks from the 2020 draft. If you take it in,
Yeah, they do. They
you
do.
took it in, right?
Yeah.
Obi Toppin, Jalen Smith, Tyrese Halliburton, and Aaron Numar.
Yeah.
Was
No,
Aaron
Naismith.
Naismith? Naismith,
Naismith.
my
Yeah.
bad,
Yeah.
right? And those guys were the 8th, 10th, what is it, 12th and 14th picks. So
Yeah.
they're all picks.
Right. But you think about it, all those players were traded. Besides oh yeah, they all were. Even Halliburton was. But none of their teams, right?
None of them were on the Pacers. None of them draft Pacers. Remember, Knicks for Obi,
Yeah.
Suns for Jalen, Kings for Tyrese, and Celtics for Aaron.
Right. So and they all that's where this is what the league is. You never know who's gonna pop. You don't know when they're gonna pop. I mean, you have good players, you have them, but I think if you're trading Pascal, the best thing is Pascal for like You gotta trade him for what's that? What's the guy's name? He just won the title too. I forgot his name. He was Bruce Brown. Bruce Brown.
Oh, Bruce Brown has been turning up. I'm seeing him taking more shots
Right.
and taking like Bruce Brown wants to do this on the Nuggets.
No, but you trade him for the contract, so you give him two other guys and like some draft picks. But you probably get a Matherin and a Nemhard. Because I'm not gonna lie, if I'm trading Pascal, I kind of do want like two young guys. I don't want one, or I want like I could be wrong, but am I crazy to want three draft picks? Am I overvaluing Pascal? Probably.
Three draft picks. I
Maybe
kind of
not
want
three,
players
like
that are
two
doing
first round.
young players. Two
Sorry,
first round.
two
I
first
kind of
round.
want players that are doing good now. Like one player doing good now, then a pick, for example, or two young guys, like you said.
Right, like at least two young guys, then a draft pick. But like or two young guys and then or two draft picks and one young guy. Like I just don't want to the thought of losing Pascal and then I'm not getting to me, I'm not getting I want to get value back.
100.
I want to get something of value back. I just can't you can't tell me. And also one thing I realize I don't want, I don't know how OKC is doing it. I don't really want future picks sometimes. If I believe Scotty in 2 years is going to be something, I don't care for the 2029 draft pick. I don't care yet. I want right now. I want to care about right now. So that's something I would think about. But that the Pacers are the best team for that. So our last or our second last segment would be the Ask Scully segment. Eventually, maybe next year, some next year goals. I want us to do videos and put it on shorts, YouTube shorts, because those get a lot of views. That will help our
Yeah,
overall. So I'm gonna try
yeah,
that out. YouTube shorts, and then maybe even
sure.
like a TikTok thing. Once we can do these videos. We probably have to get some cameras. It's a whole thing, but I'm hoping one day we can set up all that. So in my Ask Scully question of the day, I'm asking you to rank players without knowing who's next. This is shooting guard edition. So I'm gonna give you five players, and you're gonna have to rank them.
Okay, let's get it.
One being the best, fifth being the worst out of the five. Okay. The first player I'm gonna mention, Donovan Mitchell. Where would you put them?
Donovan Mitchell, Cavs are out of the five they're gonna give. And I haven't heard the other four. Right now, I'm putting them at four.
You put him at four.
I'm putting them at four for number one's the best. I'm putting them at four. Let me keep track. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, he's at four, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what's the
Paul George.
shit? This is hard. I don't know what's coming next. I'm putting PG. Who else is better shooting guards? I'd maybe put him at the three, the third one.
Okay.
They're the PG over Mitchell.
Okay. Tyrese Maxey.
Shit, he's getting better. But I like Mitchell better right now. I like PG better right now. I'm gonna put Max at the fifth.
Uh Devin Booker.
Okay, then I guess he's none of these guys won rings, so I like that so far. So this helps. So I'm putting Booker at the unless Butler is next, I'm gonna put Booker at the I wanna say the two, obviously, but I don't know who's the last one, so I'm gonna go put Booker at the one.
So Booker's your one. So that means whoever I say next is your number two best shooting guard.
Yeah, and I hope it's Jimmy Butler at
It
least.
is not. It is Cam Thomas.
In his number two? Oh
Yeah,
shit. Okay.
that's what makes it so difficult when you don't know what's happening next. That's when you said Donovan Mitchell four. I'm like, first, I'm like, what? It's not bad because Donovan Mitchell four. It depends on what you think, but I'm like, oh,
I feel
that
like I
can't.
got everything right but the cam,
But the
I would say.
Cam, right? Because if you basically said Maxi was three, and then you put Cam at five, then it's possible.
Yeah, yeah. Shit.
We'll
But
probably
Cam
do another ranking a player. I'll probably do like probably center and small forward type. So that'll probably be our next one. Okay, so that's really it for the podcast for the rap of the NBA side of things. I just wanted to talk about losing Shohei Ohtani. So I know you're not more of a baseball guy, and I'm not really baseball. I'm a baseball guy sometimes. So here's the thing: you're not on Twitter, so I'll kind of break down what happened. Okay, first,
Alex,
Ohtani is a free agent, so we all know he's a free agent. Of course, he eventually signs with whoever he signs. The rumors were one of the I think like Thursday, Friday, it was like Ohtani likes the Jays, the Dodgers, and another team. Okay.
the Jays were the front runner.
At one point, the Jays were the front runner, but then it became the Jays and the Dodgers, and then the Dodgers people are like, "Who wants to go to Canada? Canada's cold." And these Americans
Uh,
know nothing about like anything.
yeah,
They just say
and
things
nothing about taxes and healthcare.
like
No,
that's
that's true.
so they said that, and then you heard. So then it's was it Saturday? It's Saturday. There's a flight from LA, a private jet from LA to Toronto. Well, guess what? All Toronto fans are freaking out, right? Because
Yeah.
mind you, one of his high school mates is a current player on the Blue Jays, right?
Oh,
Kokechki. Like he's a current player. And he idolizes because back home it's a little bit more someone older than you, so you show them a lot more respect. So this guy's older than him, so he shows him a lot more respect. Boom. So he's like, okay, he's gonna pitch him. This is blessed. So then he comes. So now there's a private jet going from whatever to Toronto. Okay, we're all getting excited. We're all thinking this man's about to sign a big ass
yeah.
contract with the Blue Jays. We're about to go. Then someone says that the same Japanese player that's with the Raptors, I'm sorry, with the Blue Jays, has dinner reservations set up for 50 people at like 8 p.m. in a Toronto restaurant.
Okay.
So guess what? We're all freaking the fuck out.
Yeah.
A
100.
private jet that normally they said normally doesn't happen from the LA, this private jet to Toronto. This dinner reservation is happening. Uh uh he's more, I don't say he's not the Shams or Woj, but I'll give him he's the what's the black guy's name? Oh, what's his name? He's like Dame's guy. I forgot his name.
What?
He's a reporter. He's dark skinned.
No.
What
James.
is his name? Probably doesn't matter anymore. Haynes, Chris Haynes. So
Oh,
basically, I'll say the Chris Haynes of baseball in that sense is like it's true. Shohei is on the plane and he's coming to Toronto. So what the fuck do you want us to think? We about to go
yeah.
fucking crazy. Twitter's
Yeah.
going crazy.
Yeah.
My ass is going crazy. We
Yeah.
about to get the best player in the world. We got him. He's coming here. This is the quiet in reverse. CP24 is tracking the nigga. This is going crazy. We're tracking this guy. Then reports 3 hours later by basically the Woj of baseball. This guy's in LA right now. He's still in LA. So we're all just like, okay, cool. Why do we even believe that this was gonna happen? We're sus, whatever. We're good. Next day, you just keep, or same day, you're flipping, and all of a sudden you see he's going to the Dodgers for $700 million, which is the
What?
highest con
Ever. Ever.
ever in any sport, highest.
Ever. In North, like, yo, hold on. We're concluding European soccer squad,
I'm pretty
right?
sure. I'm pretty sure Ronaldo.
'Cause I never heard of 700 bag in European soccer.
You know
I never
what? I
heard of
don't know what
700
Ronaldo
bag.
signed with the Arabic team. I don't know what he signed, but I'm pretty sure that it wasn't this. That's for sure. It wasn't this. 700 mil is a lot.
Talks about an Arab team buying a player for $1 billion, but he
It could
declined it.
be because yeah, it could be.
But 700. So how many years is he playing for? 20 years?
He's playing 10 years, 10-year, 700 mil. And from what I've heard and read,
Like
the way the
80
contract
million?
is set up, it's not going to be like 70 mil a year. It's not like that. He's tried to help him out, so it could be like 50-year, like next year, 100 mil next year. Then it goes to maybe like 60 mil. Like it's gonna go like that. It's gonna like
It
he's
goes like
helping the team.
this.
Yeah. So from what I last heard, it could have changed, but from what I last heard, that contract is like like that. He's trying to help him out. But he
I
went
heard
to the
baseball has a
Dodgers.
soft cap. I'm sorry to interrupt, but baseball has a soft salary cap. You've
Yeah,
heard
yeah, they don't
about
have a
that.
hard cap, not at all. It's like 700.
That's why they can buy, like, it's the teams with the most bread, they're gonna have their
Right.
stack.
Which I'm shocked that he didn't want to go to New York. I'm actually very shocked he wanted to go to New York.
That's a big franchise. Me too. Me
But like,
too.
but I think at one point you can't pay that much money. Like you can't pay that much money. Because then I think the Dodgers in New York would just pay everybody. If you're free agent, just come here, we'll just pay you. But sometimes in baseball, the highest salaries don't normally win. It's normally the low salaries that win.
It's true. It's true.
Funny enough. But yeah, so we were about to get like so Blue Jays fans really thought they're about to get Otani. Like 700 million is 950 million Canadian.
Defense.
So we
Oh
were
yeah.
about to pay a man 50 mil away from $1 billion to come play for us here, which he's the best player in the world, and he's arguably the best player that baseball has seen like ever because of his ability to hit and pitch at such at both at an elite level.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so it's legit like LeBron coming to Toronto, like it's that level. But yeah, so I just feel like I just like the craziness of the story I just told you. How crazy do you think Blue Jays fans were? First of all, do you think we were just delusional? Because it basically was the Kawhi situation. Kawhi went to Niagara Falls, and we all thought this man was coming.
I feel like Toronto, we're just hopeful sports fans that just want, because we don't really have much sports teams, professional sports teams. So we just want something big to happen for us.
Right.
And we just look forward to the next big thing, whether it's baseball, basketball, hockey. We're just looking for the next big player to come to one of the franchises, or MLS, I should
Right.
say too, right? So we're always looking. We're always looking. How much Canadian teams, professional teams, we have up here? Five, six, I think. Hockey has a few, right? But
Hockey
how
has
you
like
know
8.
they have the most, right?
Yeah.
And other than that, it's one. It's one, right? So Blue Jays getting the best player in the world.
Arguably,
Kind
he
of
was the best player of all time. Like all time.
shout out to Ichiro,
Yeah.
but you know what I mean? Coming to the league at 27 and having that much hits is just, to me, he's one of the, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Yeah. And mind you, he like idolizes Ichiro. He idolizes him.
he
He
should.
saw him.
He should.
There's like a video of him seeing Ichiro and like bowing down. Ichiro's like ignoring him, like playfully ignoring him. And he's just like, no, this guy's like go. Like I gotta respect him, man. So like it's weird, man. It's just it sucks. We just had this belief that we were about to get him, but we shouldn't have believed it, right? We should have just been like, okay, no, if he comes, he comes. But we
We
can't
made
act like
that
we need
perfect
him.
example with the
We get
Kawhi.
right. We were like, oh, he's coming back. We have to act like the girlfriend that doesn't need you back. We acted too
Yes.
desperate to have him back.
Yes. There's because someone's like, these guys do. Like, you know what I mean? What are they saying about Kawhi? You won't have to pay for any food here if you stay
Yeah,
here.
Kawhi and dime.
This and all that.
Roman's
LA
doing
didn't
too
need to
much.
do all
Right? They said, have you been here? Like, have you have you been
that.
here? He was with the LA Angels, right? It wasn't like he was anywhere else. He was with the LA Angels. So he just left. And this is where baseball is messed up. The best player is Otani. The second best player is Mike Trout. Both played on the same team. Both played on the same team, didn't win no title. So it doesn't matter sometimes. Like it also
That's my
doesn't
brother
matter.
super teams.
It's a
Yeah,
team. Baseball's the most like random team sport. So
it's
ho-
true.
hopefully the Blue Jays, they have really good pitching and they'll still be a solid team, but so close. So close. I'm gonna front. That got me a little. I was like, we're about to get Otani. That got me a little bit. But yeah, that's my simple baseball convo. Anything you want to chat about before we end the pod?
I think we covered pretty much everything. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So make sure you guys like and subscribe, comment below. Let's keep pushing for more likes, more love for the pod. Next year will be a better year, a bigger year. Maybe we'll get like a guest on or something like that. Just keep
Oh,
pushing and
boy.
motivating ourselves to continue doing this. But like I said, like, subscribe, comment, and we'll talk to you guys again. Peace.